So we all know playgrounds, right? Where you finally get a break from math and science. An extrovert's time to shine, if you ask me. They're usually places of happiness and sunshine. So I'm gonna tell you how I fearlessly led a conquest on the freeze tag fields. It all started 3 months into the school year where a couple kids started playing freeze tag. I'm gonna assume you know what that is. I, being bored, joined. After a while, more people joined, and eventually there were 10 people playing every day, with a few who would randomly join. Every day we would pick 2 people to be freezers, and everyone would run. Nothing really happened until a week later when 2 groups started to form. The Penguins, penguins with wings, created by yours truly, was a group who was set on having a safe place where all could join, and was led by, well, me. The other group, I forget the name of, so we'll just call them the Gamers. They were led by the 3 popular kids who we'll call Joe, Schmo, and Toe. After a bit, the 2 groups separated into 2 of the main buildings on the playground. The Penguins had a bigger base, but it had a lot of entrances, so they had to be covered. The other base had fewer entrances, but was smaller. Oh yeah, and here's what the playground looked like. So let's get into the war! Originally, there were only the Gamers, who didn't have their name back then. If you could manage to get on their base, you were cool. Before I left and formed the Penguins, I was actually 3rd in command of the Gamers, but after a while, the base got overrun as people kept finding new ways to get on it. I asked for permission from my higher-ups to make the other base into another base for the Gamers, and I was granted permission as long as they kept an eye on me and my progress. After a couple days, I noticed how the base was a hideout for people who couldn't get on or were turned away from the Gamers. My philosophy was that everyone should be able to have a base. So I rebelled. I made a secret plan with my friends to hold one of the higher-ups hostage on the base until they granted us freedom. We spent days planning it and formed a new group called the Penguins, with me as the elected leader. The day of the plan came, and after 5 minutes of the hostage situation, we were granted freedom. I immediately set up positions and roles for my new crew, who consisted of my 2nd-in-command, Kyle, 3rd-in-command, Raul, and the defenders Josh, Jeff, and Jack. Our base was meant to be a safe haven for all who were not gamers or freezers. After a while, people who used us as a safe haven joined our cause, but there were still high tensions between the 2 groups. I had called a meeting with the leaders of the Gamers multiple times, trying to resolve our feud, but they were still mad at us. We both knew what was coming. War. I had to repair, and prepare fast. We were outnumbered, and our base was weak. I had a meeting with my generals, Kyle and Raul. We worked on an intense battle plan and spent hours planning all kind of attacks. After recess, I started the war. I called a meeting. My team was ready. The meeting lasted 30 seconds at most. I walked in, said, "Gentlemen, welcome to war." I handed them a treaty and finished with, "That's for when you want to surrender." I walked out. They were left speechless. The next day, I sent Kyle over to be a spy. His story was that he didn't want a war, so he joined the side that would end it. Then, during recess, the Gamers' leaders told the group that they were at war. They weren't ready. They didn't have a plan. They just thought they could wipe us out with brute force. We then played freeze tag like normal. The next day, the Gamers' leaders called for a war meeting. I came, but with Joe as my bodyguard. We both came to agree that the war would end in a final battle, which would only stop when a base was completely overrun by the other team, or your team was frozen. In the lunch business, I was the mafia boss. I had all the goods, Lunchables, Oreos, and my lunch account had the cash. I planned to pay off the freezers to target the Gamers. I told this plan to Kyle, who agreed that it was a good idea. He told me that the Gamers had only one plan: raid the Penguins. I heard this and immediately worked on deciding who would guard what entrance. We would hold off the Gamers until they were all frozen. I told this to my team, and they agreed. The day before the battle, deemed Tagopocalypse by most, I called for a secret meeting between Kyle, Joe, Schmo, Toe, and me. Kyle, you know what to do. If anyone tells others of what happened in this meeting, they'll suffer the consequences. I want to surrender.
Wait, what?
Listen, I know what's about to happen. With our current plans, this will just go on forever and war will always be present. I just want peace. Just promise the Penguin base will stay free for all players.
We will meet your arrangements.
What? Wait.
Thank you! Also, could we still do the final battle? I just think it would be fun.
Sure.
Okay.
I then left with Kyle in tow, but someone else heard the meeting. Someone in the gamers. James. He had snuck close by the meeting, but stayed out of sight. He told everyone what he knew, including the other penguins. The war was ruined. Everyone knew the outcome only 5 were supposed to know. We would no longer have the battle, and all return to normal, all because of James. So yeah, that was the Great Freeze Tag War. The end was very anticlimactic, I know. The whole thing was very elaborate for people who were just about to go into middle school. Alright, well peace out, hope you all had a great day, and goodbye. Woo-wee, end card time, and yeah, this is my longest video to date, and also, wow, that was very elaborate for people who were just about to go into middle school. We took it very seriously, I have no idea why, but yeah, peace out, hope you had a great day, and goodbye.